Hello, in celebration for Valentine's Day and Mezco Toys big reveal at Toy Fair, also happening tomorrow in regards to the return of the Living Dead Dolls series. I wanted to take a trip back to memory lane and share with you my favorite LDD couple dolls. The first duo are from the Twisted Love series. The blue one is Violet, the red one is Rose. They were released in 2010. They were released individually, Violet in a blue coffin, Rose in a red coffin. Originally, they retail for $30 each. They weren't a particular store exclusive. They were available widely on various stores, Hot Topic, Spencer's, anywhere, in the mall. So in front of you is their chipboard. Now both chipboards, if you want to pause to read it, both chipboards say the same poem, but each one says the doll's name. It's a close-up of the dolls. What makes them special is that they form a special gift for you to wear, which is the dagger heart necklace, which is also available separately on the secondary market. So you could check eBay or Mercari. Those go for $50 if you just want the heart and dagger set. These dolls are Living Dead Dolls' first lesbian couple. No other couples have came before or after. So this is a very special set. And they're adorable. They're both available secondary markets such as eBay, Mercari. Rose tends to go for a little more than Violet. You can buy them together or separately. If you're a loose collector or an open collector, these are the accessories they come with. They both come with a death certificate. Violet comes with a heart necklace, and Rose comes with a dagger. Okay. For my next set, the Psychobilly set. They were released in 2003, a Tower Records exclusive. Tower Records, for those of you born after the 2000s, was a giant retail store specializing in music from all over the world. And they also had merchandise such as, the Living Dead Dolls or any other merchandise you may still find in Hot Topic today. They were released in 2003. I may have said that before. They're named after the psychobilly music genre that combines rockabilly and punk rock, originally for $50. They do come together. They are a duo sold together. Here is their chipboard. If you want to pause to read it. Really cool dolls. You can actually find these two for a relatively good deal if you, search and, do your research. So Jilly is the girl. Her sunglasses do come off. However, Billy, his glasses do not come off. So if you do get this doll, do not take his shades off. You'll regret it. The one accessory they come with, which is his accessory, which is this adorable wallet that goes right in the pocket, a working pocket. So, those are the Psychobillies. Next couple the Romeo and Juliet set. Okay. They are a modern take of the classic story, The Star-Crossed Lovers. They were released in 2006. They were a Spencer's exclusive. Originally for $52. They share the death date of Sid Vicious, who was a rock musician. And Romeo looks very similar to that artist. Okay, so see a little close-up. Okay, Juliet wears black dress with a pink sweater on top. There are two separate pieces. Okay, Romeo has his leather pants, jacket, little chain. Okay, his hair's all fuzzy. Now, I noticed with my set, they are a little wonky in the neck, so be careful if you do get them. I do not know if that was a defect of them or the condition I bought it in, which was an open condition. If you're interested in this duo, and if you are an open collector, but you want a complete set, okay, they each come with an awesome accessory. She comes with a dagger, and he comes with a bottle of poison. So again, if you're looking for them, you don't want to pay the money for a sealed set, but you want all the accessories, including the chipboard, which is this huge one here. So if you want to pause to read it, make sure you ask whoever's selling it if they have those things. Okay. And that's Romeo and Juliet. My next couple are technically they are a couple, but they were not sold together. And that is Tragedy and Misery. Of course, Misery loves Tragedy. So I'm just going to hold Tragedy. She doesn't stand quite so well. The earlier dolls do have limited displaying capabilities. You usually have to do like a pelvis thrust in order to display them. So both of these dolls were available in Hot Topic. Both of them were released around the same time. In the summer, I believe, 2002, 2003, give or take. Sold separately for about $30. Now, if you're a sealed collector, there is a special collector note. Initially, Tragedy was packaged using red tissue paper, and then there was a change to purple tissue paper. Doesn't change what the doll comes with or the doll itself. They're both the same. It's just, again, if you're an inbox sealed collector, there is a difference. So if you ever see her sealed and there's like two different prices as a sealed doll, that is why. I suggest just go for the cheaper one, the red tissue paper. It's no big deal. And in terms of accessories, she comes with this adorable Tragedy coffin purse. And like many of the earlier Living Dead dolls, she didn't have tights, but painted on tights. Now, Misery, I'm going to lay her down for a moment. Now, Misery, this is one of the coolest boy dolls Living Dead Dolls has ever made. And he's just amazing. His hat is his main accessory, but look at the details with the belt, the face markings here, the stapling. He has a little chain, just a plain chain. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Plain chain link, but it has a skull, this really cool skull, which got a little twisted. Sorry about that. And he doesn't really go for much money. You can really get a good price for him on the secondary market. And if you're interested as a opened or loose collector, this is all he comes with, plus the chipboard which is this one, okay, and just the death certificate, of course. So, and for tragedy, same thing. She comes with a coffin purse, and she comes with her chipboard right here. If you want to pause to read, again, nothing different. If you're a sealed collector interested in buying a sealed box, again, red versus purple does not make a difference. So please don't pay a lot if you just want this awesome doll. All I'm advising. Okay. My next couple, Died in Doom, which were, oh, hold on, let me get her groom. Died in Doom. They were released in 2001 as another Tower Records exclusive. Sold for about $50. They were the only doll released to come with 2 certificates. So they come with both a marriage certificate and a death certificate, which is hilarious. I do not have it on hand. I have them, but all my death certificates for my dolls are in an album. And you can read their death certificate information on Mezco.com. Go to Living Dead Dolls, under Archive, under Exclusives, and that's where you find Died in Doom's chipboard and death certificates, along with the other dolls I just showed earlier. If you want to pause to read their chipboard. Fun fact, it's hard to see, but in the teeny corner, there's an actual guy and gal listed who I think worked for Mezco. I can't tell you, I forgot the names, but it's somewhere on the chipboard. Again, you would have to buy it, and it's like really tiny. But I thought it was a little cute detail. And speaking of details, they are my favorite duo set. Even though they're number 2, they are my favorite duo set. They came with the best accessories as a set. So they got this Just Murdered banner, adorable. And he comes with the cake cutter. However, Died does not come with a bouquet of flowers. That's from Sadie that I borrowed it from. I had an extra Sadie bouquet, so I attached it to Died by a rubber band, so this is not a pegged accessory, and she does not have a peg hand. So, and an interesting thing about these two is that their eyes glow in the dark. Really cool. They're one of 2 of the duos to ever be resurrected, along with another duo set, the conjoined twins of Hazel and Hattie, for Resurrection Series 4. They do have a regular Resurrection version and a variant version that's glow in dark entirely, and it's in the style of the Day of the Dead. Really cool dolls. My favorite couple. So again, if you do want to save money from a sealed box, yet you want a complete set, so once again, these are the accessories, the banner, the cake cutter, which can go into her chest. I don't like putting it in her chest. I don't want to think that he murdered her. Of course, it is implied he did, but I want to imagine that they went out together and they were in the middle of cutting the cake. So I always display with him holding it. And again, she doesn't come with the flowers. That's from Sadie. So they come with a death certificate and a marriage certificate. Only doll set, only doll characters that have 2 little documents. And that's Died in Doom. And last but certainly not least, my favorite couple from my favorite fairy tale, Beauty and the Beast. Now I'm gonna see if I can try to have her stand. Even though she has sturdier shoes, She doesn't stand quite well. Hold on. Let's see. Put her on a little stand. So, okay, so I'm going to put her up there for a moment. So this set is part of the series of Scary Tales. Now, Scary Tales are a sub-series of LDD dolls that embodied all the famous fairy tales, but with a darker twist. Not that the stories weren't originally dark to begin with, but even more so. And each of the dolls, such as Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf, Snow White, the Wicked Queen, and Hansel and Gretel, just to name some of the dolls, they were all sold separately. Now, this Beauty and the Beast set, they are actually a second version of one, which the first version came out in 2011, and this duo came out in 2017, which coincidentally was the same year Disney had their live-action Beauty and the Beast film based on the animated film. They were originally $50 or $60. They were sold together. The previous iteration of Beauty and the Beast from LDD, they were not. They were sold separately. If you want to see what those two look like, go to Mezco.com, Living Dead Dolls Archive, Scary Tales, and you can see the Beauty and the Beast separate. Wasn't a fan of the look. Personally, he didn't look beastly enough to me. Whereas this one is very in line with how Beast looks like. Interesting thing about these two, unlike other regular series dolls for LDD, they have glass eyes. These are not considered resurrection, so they are the exception to the glass eye rule. And the only accessory they came with, which was Beauty's red rose, which she is a peg doll, and this is a peg. However, I had great difficulty getting the rose to stay in her hand. So I actually band it with a rubber band for it to stay. When I did attempt it, just to warn you, she stained very easily with the red rose. Okay? And their chipboard, if you want to pause to read it, is so. And this was just a beautiful set. My husband actually got this one for me for Valentine's Day. And another fun fact, their style is very reminiscent of the black and white Beauty and Beast film from France that came out in the 30s. So this set actually has a lot of historical reference in terms of film history. And they're just darling. The mask of the Beast does not come off, so please do not try to take it off. It does not come off. It's glued to his face, and he has hair in the back. He has, gonna lay her down for a moment. He has padding in his back, so he has a little bit of a hunchback. And he also doesn't stand too well, so I actually have him on a doll stand. When I display these two together, she's usually leaning within his arms while he's holding the rose for her. Okay. And so I'm going to end it here. Definitely check out the news that Mezco has about Living Dead dolls tomorrow. Hope it's about a new series or a new resurrection series. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. And if any of the stuff I mention is unfamiliar, or you're not sure, if you're very curious about Living Dead dolls and you're first time collector, there's many wonderful videos on YouTube about these dolls. I highly recommend checking out Joshua Davis Ruperto. He has a video of every single series of Living Dead dolls, including the Resurrection series as well. Personally, I just wanted to observe Valentine's Day, and I wanted to celebrate in the possibility of the return of my favorite doll series. So, if you have any questions about other dolls, if you're interested in seeing other ones from my collection, just leave comments below. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them to the best of my knowledge. Well, happy Valentine's Day. Always check the candy. And happy hunting.